Leviticus. Chapters 22 to 24 delve into the sanctity of offerings, priests, and holy feasts, underscoring the importance of purity in worship and the grave consequences of blasphemy. These chapters emphasize the need for the Israelites to set themselves apart through sacred practices and rituals reflecting God's holiness. The narrative shifts between detailed instructions for priests and powerful accounts, such as the stoning of a blasphemer, highlighting the seriousness with which God views sin and purity. As you reflect on these chapters, consider how they speak to the importance of reverence in your relationship with God. How does your life mirror this call to holiness and respect for the divine? Are you honoring God in actions, thoughts, and heart? Lord, guide me to honor you in all aspects of my life, reflecting your holiness and love. In Jesus' name, amen. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Leviticus, chapter 22. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Tell Aaron and his sons to separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, which they sanctify to me, and not to profane my holy name. I am Yahweh. Tell them, if any one of all your offspring throughout your generations approaches the holy things, which the children of Israel sanctify to Yahweh, having his uncleanness on him, that soul shall be cut off from before me. I am Yahweh. Whoever of the offspring of Aaron is a leper or has a discharge, he shall not eat of the holy things until he is clean. Whoever touches anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goes from him, or whoever touches any creeping thing by which he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatever uncleanness he has. The person that touches any such shall be unclean until the evening, and shall not eat of the holy things, unless he bathes his body in water. When the sun is down, he shall be clean, and afterward he may eat of the holy things, because it is his food. That which dies of itself, or is torn by animals, he shall not eat, defiling himself by it. I am Yahweh. They shall therefore keep my commandment, lest they bear sin for it, and die in it, if they profane it. I am Yahweh who sanctifies them. No stranger shall eat of the holy thing. A tenant of the priests, or a hired servant, shall not eat of the holy thing. But if a priest buys any soul, the purchase of his money, he may eat of it. And those who are born in his house may eat of his food. If a priest's daughter is married to a stranger, she shall not eat of the heave offering of the holy things. But if a priest's daughter is a widow or divorced, and has no child, and has returned to her father's house, as in her youth, she may eat of her father's food. But no stranger shall eat of it. When anyone eats of the holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part of it to it, and shall give to the priest the holy thing. They shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer to Yahweh, and so cause them to bear the iniquity that brings guilt when they eat their holy things. For I am Yahweh, who sanctifies them. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to Aaron and to his sons, and to all the children of Israel, and say to them, whoever is of the house of Israel, or of the foreigners in Israel, who offers his offering, whether it is any of their vows, or any of their free will offerings, which they offer to Yahweh for a burnt offering. That you may be accepted, you shall offer a male without blemish, of the bulls, of the sheep, or of the goats. But whatever has a blemish, that you shall not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. Whoever offers a sacrifice of peace offerings to Yahweh to accomplish a vow, or for a free will offering, of the herd or of the flock, it shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish in it. Blind, injured, maimed, having a wart, festering, or with a running sore, you shall not offer these to Yahweh, nor make an offering by fire of them on the altar to Yahweh. Either a bull or a lamb that has any limb too long or too short, you may offer for a freewill offering. But for a vow it shall not be accepted. That which has its testicles bruised, crushed, broken, or cut, you shall not offer to Yahweh, neither shall you do thus in your land. Neither from the hand of a foreigner shall you offer the bread of your God of any of these, because their corruption is in them. There is a blemish in them. They shall not be accepted for you. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, When a bull, or a sheep, or a goat is born, it shall remain 7 days with its mother, and from the 8th day and afterward it shall be accepted for the offering of an offering made by fire to Yahweh. Whether it is a cow or ewe, you shall not kill it, and its young both in 1 day. When you sacrifice a sacrifice of thanksgiving to Yahweh, you shall sacrifice it, so that you may be accepted. It shall be eaten on the same day. You shall leave none of it until the morning. I am Yahweh. Therefore you shall keep my commandments, and do them. I am Yahweh. You shall not profane my holy name, but I will be sanctified among the children of Israel. I am Yahweh who sanctifies you, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Yahweh. Leviticus chapter 23. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and tell them, The set feasts of Yahweh, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my set feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day is a Sabbath of solemn rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no kind of work. It is a Sabbath to Yahweh in all your dwellings. These are the set feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which you shall proclaim in their appointed season. In the 1st month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, is Yahweh's Passover. On the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread to Yahweh. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. In the 1st day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work, but you shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh 7 days. In the 7th day is a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you have come into the land which I give to you, and shall reap its harvest, then you shall bring the sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before Yahweh to be accepted for you. On the next day after the Sabbath the priest shall wave it. On the day when you wave the sheaf, you shall offer a male lamb without blemish 1 year old for a burnt offering to Yahweh. The meal offering with it shall be 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, an offering made by fire to Yahweh for a pleasant aroma. And its drink offering shall be of wine, the 4th part of a hin. You shall eat neither bread, nor roasted grain, nor fresh grain, until this same day, until you have brought the offering of your God. This is a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. You shall count from the next day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be completed. Even to the next day after the 7th Sabbath you shall number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meal offering to Yahweh. You shall bring out of your habitations 2 loaves of bread for a wave offering made of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour. They shall be baked with yeast for first fruits to Yahweh. You shall present with the bread 7 lambs without blemish 1 year old, 1 young bull, and 2 rams. They shall be a burnt offering to Yahweh, with their meal offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire, of a sweet aroma to Yahweh. You shall offer 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 male lambs a year old for a sacrifice of peace offerings. The priest shall wave them with the bread of the firstfruits for a wave offering before Yahweh, with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to Yahweh for the priest. You shall make proclamation on the same day. There shall be a holy convocation to you. You shall do no regular work. This is a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. You shall leave them for the poor and for the foreigner. I am Yahweh your God. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, shall be a solemn rest to you, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, However, on the 10th day of this 7th month is the Day of Atonement. It shall be a holy convocation to you, and you shall afflict your souls, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh. You shall do no kind of work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make atonement for you before Yahweh your God. For whoever it is who shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from his people. Whoever does any work in that same day, that person I will destroy from among his people. You shall do no kind of work. It is a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest, and you shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at evening, from evening to evening, you shall keep your Sabbath. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of this 7th month is the Feast of Tents for 7 days to Yahweh. On the 1st day shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work. 7 days. You shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation to you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly. You shall do no regular work. These are the set feasts of Yahweh, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire to Yahweh, a burnt offering and a meal offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, each on its own day. Besides the Sabbaths of Yahweh, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which you give to Yahweh. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruits of the land, you shall keep the feast of Yahweh 7 days. On the 1st day shall be a solemn rest, and on the 8th day shall be a solemn rest. You shall take on the 1st day the fruit of majestic trees, branches of palm trees, and boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before Yahweh your God 7 days. You shall keep it as a feast to Yahweh 7 days in the year. It is a statute forever throughout your generations. You shall keep it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths 7 days. All who are native-born in Israel shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh your God. Moses declared to the children of Israel the set feasts of Yahweh. Leviticus chapter 24. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, that they bring to you pure olive oil beaten for the light, to cause a lamp to burn continually. Outside of the veil of the testimony, in the tent of meeting, Aaron shall keep it in order from evening to morning before Yahweh continually. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. He shall keep the lamps in order on the pure gold lampstand before Yahweh continually. You shall take fine flour and bake 12 cakes of it. 2/10 parts of an ephah shall be in one cake. You shall set them in 2 rows, 6 on a row, on the pure gold table before Yahweh. You shall put pure frankincense on each row, that it may be to the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire to Yahweh. Every Sabbath day he shall set it in order before Yahweh continually. It is on behalf of the children of Israel, an everlasting covenant. It shall be for Aaron and his sons. They shall eat it in a holy place, for it is most holy to him of the offerings of Yahweh made by fire, by a perpetual statute. The son of an Israelite woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel. This son of the Israelite woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. The Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name and cursed. They brought him to Moses. His mother's name was Shelomith, the daughter of Dibri of the tribe of Dan. They put him in custody until the will of Yahweh should be declared to them. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Bring out of the camp him who cursed, and let all who heard him lay their hands on his head, and let all the congregation stone him. You shall speak to the children of Israel, saying, Whoever curses his God shall bear his sin. He who blasphemes the name of Yahweh, he shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall certainly stone him. The foreigner as well as the native born, when he blasphemes the name, shall be put to death. He who strikes any man mortally shall surely be put to death. He who strikes an animal mortally shall make it good, life for life. If anyone injures his neighbor, as he has done, so shall it be done to him. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he has injured someone, so shall it be inflicted on him. He who kills an animal shall make it good, and he who kills a man shall be put to death. You shall have one kind of law for the foreigner, as well as for the native born, for I am Yahweh your God." Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and they brought out of the camp him who had cursed, and stoned him with stones. The children of Israel did as Yahweh commanded Moses.